Welcome back again, and congratulations for getting all the way through this series of videos. It's awesome to have you with us. Now, here's a question for you. Can you actually blend essential oils together, or is that breaking some kind of, unwritten law?
Well, perfumers have actually been blending essential oils for centuries.
Yeah, of course.
So when we talk about blending, we're actually talking in most cases about making synergy. So there's a difference between a synergy and a blend. A synergy is when you just mix essential oils together, and a blend is when you mix essential oils with a carrier oil. Now, sometimes we use those words interchangeably, but in technical terms, a synergy is when we blend pure essential oils, and a blend is when we add a carrier oil. So many of Young Living's blends are actually what we call synergies.
So there's no carrier oil in them?
No, but there are some
I did not know that
do have a carrier oil in it. So they would technically be a blend.
Okay, so why would we blend stuff? Why would we blend essential oils together?
So sometimes we want the constituents of one single essential oil to match with a couple of other single essential oils, and when those constituents match, they give us different benefits. So rather than using the one essential oil, you get benefits from a whole heap of essential oils. The other thing that can happen is that your body could get used to one essential oil, and by mixing it with a few others, it's kind of like it mixes it up a little bit and your body doesn't get so used to it.
Okay, so we talked about Stress Away and Copaiba. They were two things. I actually mixed those two things together.
So you can do that. Look, there's no hard and fast rules about blending.
Yeah.
I know people who blend blends all the time, but as a general rule, I don't.
Yeah.
I believe that Gary Young, who was a master blender, he had the most amazing nose, and he blended a lot on intuition as well as on the chemistry of essential oils, because there are a couple of different ways that we can blend. We can blend based on intuition, so just mixing things together, or using like a pendulum or some kind of way of working out what you're going to include. The other thing that you can do is to blend on the constituents. So a certain amount of phenols, a certain amount of sesquiterpenes, a certain amount of monoterpenes, and then you've got your aldehydes and all that kind of stuff. And I think that Gary knew what he was doing, and the blends were created in such a way that they had a particular purpose. And if you start adding other things to that, then that changes the frequency and the chemical constituents of that blend, and it may not work in the same way. And you may actually get quite a different consequence by doing that.
Okay. So let's talk about a blend today which doesn't smell that good, does it? Let's be honest, it doesn't smell great, but it's called Digize, and it is an awesome blend.
Yes, so it contains a lot of not so nice smelling essential oils because we want it for the health benefits, not necessarily for the smell. So it's got tarragon, ginger, peppermint, lemongrass, juniper, fennel, patchouli, and anise. So it's really good if you're traveling, especially to countries like India, Bali, if you've eaten some spicy food, or if you're taking your kids on a road trip and they don't go so well in the car.
And how would we use it?
On your tummy. It's particularly good. It makes happy tummies.
Rub it on.
Yeah, so add it to a carrier oil or a roller bottle and rub it on.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, that almost brings us to the end of this video series, but there's one big question that we haven't dealt with yet, and that's going to be the topic of our next video. So we'll see you then. Bye.
See you guys.